And hope everyone hit the continue button.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I see where the
and from Italy is new to Zentangle too. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm going to put in the chat. This is a link to my version of the step out. We're going to do a tangle called Lee. And then I have the Tangle Patterns one up there also. This is by Sharon Robinson. And so I'm going to share my screen. And yeah, and I already mentioned, we do like to have fun and whatnot in the chat. So, and there's probably some inside joke things that we try to make sure to explain. At some point, there'll be virtual food and snacks and beverages being passed around in the. There we go. That's how I beat it to it. All right, let me share my screen. We mix our Zen with laughter because it just gets you the best of all worlds. All right. So, and I am sharing the right thing. Okay. So I was looking for, it's like, okay, what's inspiring me to share today? And I saw this one. And you know what? I'm gonna share theirs first. And I'm like, oh, look at that's a cute pattern because this is what you see first. So while I was at my virtual meeting this morning, I have this up on the my other screen, and I'm watching the bar here change. And so then as soon as I saw something I'd like, I'd move my mouse to the other screen and grab it, so that way I had a list to look through. So I saw this one, I'm like, oh, well, that's cute. And then looking down at the step out, and let me make this a little bit bigger. It's gonna get, try not to do it so it gets grainy. I couldn't read the words. Like, I guess I can read them a little bit now. Let's do one more. And I'm like, oh my word, does this have a lot of variations? It's almost, I wanted to say mind-numbing amount of variations that we could do. And before I forget, and I might have started saying it and didn't finish. When we get to doing the demo part, you can follow me, you can follow Mom, or a little of both, or neither. What I'm doing is I'm sharing the pattern, and you can decide what what variation you want to do, extra ways to decorate it, things like that. But it'll be good. We'll walk everyone through, especially those that are new to Zentangle. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I need to figure this here out and figure out how to explain it. So here's what I did. Taking one box. And yes, and in the chat, thank you, Chili Chompers. Yeah, let me go back to there. You go to Tangle Patterns, that first link. I would subscribe to her her whatever it's called, newsletter, and then also to Zentangle, so that way you get all of the news. And then you can subscribe to mine if you want. But yeah, Felicity, exactly. Too many choices. My head was like exploding, and I'm like, oh my goodness. All right, let me do my thing and simplify. So I'm taking one box of the grid. So you would do a grid on your paper, however you want to do the grid. And that must be from John, since both Mom and my phone went off. So in each box, you will do a curved line diagonal from one corner to the next. I am using my hands as if you can see. It's just funny. I'm going to use the mouse. A curved line diagonal. Now, then you put what we this is like a flux shape, or what Maria calls a tethered orb. And so you start here at this point and then just kind of come around, or it looks like a teardrop or a word bubble or something, whatever you want to think about it. And this is kind of floating in the middle. And then she has us do two more curved lines coming from that on the same diagonal, but landing towards the end of that teardrop shape. Quiet here. And that's a neat look. And that is all there is to the tangle. That's it. But then, yeah, she has the plethora of options. So I put one here, and that would be to do these curved lines the opposite direction, and that looks neat. Or you could do both, and you would create what we call a seed shape on either side. And then here I finished one off. I did the same this box. Well, let me see, this box in this corner. Then I turned the paper, doing the same thing, going the same direction, just turning the paper. So that way all of the seeds are these flux shapes are pointing towards the center. But then I decided to play. I'm like, okay, well, you can start off by putting the curved line in different directions and going, and then still following the process. And this one, oh no, this one I did do this one kind of specific. There's one that I started one direction and it got goofed up, and I went, oh, okay, well, whatever, I'm just gonna go with it. This one I have them all going the same direction, and I didn't do anything fancy, just left it the way it was. This one did them all the opposite direction, so the curved line going towards the center of the grid. And and then just and then the play is endless is what I put. So thinking on those lines, then we'll go back to Sharon's step out, and then it's like, okay, then maybe the rest of this, the tangulations, which is our word for variation, maybe this then makes a little bit more sense, because it was just like it threw up all over the page at me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. And then also looking on the side here, you could do this as a border. So your grid would just be, one box along the side. And, so I liked looking at this as a fragment. And that's why I decided to do it, I'm going to flip again, in just the one box. So treating it like a fragment that you turn it whichever way you want in all of the boxes, and it's good. Yeah, Felicity's right. Yeah, Molly's asking, do all the curve lines point the same way, or do they point towards the middle? Excuse me. Yeah, either direction, whichever way you want to go. And I'll show again. So, here, the one here that I finished and decorated, that first curve line is pointing away from the middle, all of them. And then the one below it, I have them all pointing towards the center. So if that helps. And that's what can kind of get confusing, because as I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I'm going cross-eyed. So like here, if you can see where my mouse is pointing, and I tried to do that on one of mine, here you would have the, we'll say the curved line, the initial curved line pointing to the right and then pointing to the left, going, as you can see, and then alternating. So it kind of creates this neat shape down the center. And then here she added, here she did the seed shapes going right into the center. So this is where it's like, oh, so many options. But like I said, so if you want to have your seed thing floating, or just stick it right in the intersection and have it go from there. This is one that's, we usually say, well, there's rules, and then you can break them and do whatever you want. This one, she put all of the whatever you want right on the page. Yeah, and mom's using her cheating thing.
I am, and a ruler.
And a ruler, even more cheatier.
Because I'm going to try and do a border and a square.
Uh-huh.
I might not be done till tonight, but
Oh, that's funny. Well, and so for everyone that's new to Zentangle, in the Zentangle method, if you go to a class in the kit, there's no erasers, there's no rulers, it's just freehand.
And no mistakes either.
And there's no mistakes. But we did a class with doilies, and so Mom shared her cheaty thing, which was just, especially for the round ones. And you look up above the screen share, it was just a cutout and then folded, so that way you can easily find the center and divide it up however you want. It's also not perfect, so that helps. We'll see if she uses an eraser too.
I was just going to say, I plan to.
Because that's one of the other things is that, not to use a grid line that then has to later be erased. All of the pencil lines blend in, but that's in the method. This is playing it still all good. And I like to share that because some people get so hung up on the. They say, "Oh, it's probably," and I don't remember who had said it. It was somebody on the Facebook group that said they were trying to talk to somebody about Zentangle, and they said, and maybe it was somebody that was on. If it is, let me know. That they'd rather stick a pin in their eye, and it's like, what? And I was like, well, that always makes me sad for for what an experience that person had, because it shouldn't be that way. And I was trying to think, how do I want to do this myself, and I haven't. Oh wait, let's see.
She's going to
Oh
show
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
everything goes.
I'll show right here. As I draw my own, and I do believe I'm gonna. Well, why don't since I grabbed the pen. Okay, I'm gonna do a big grid, and maybe I'm not gonna use this pen because it's already sputtering. I have one of these that I probably should. Well, at the end of its life. Oh, I'm just gonna call. That's gonna make it just look fancy, as if I um, lifted up my pen like Maria does. All right, I'm gonna do a 16 square grid. So I dividing it in half. And for those new, I'm using a 3.5-inch Zentangle tile. And Molly, what I'll do is I'll do like one square fully, so that way, Molly, that way you can see where I'm putting it, because apparently, according to Sharon's, you can kind of do. Oh my god, yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want. Okay, in the center, I'm going to make it so that way it has a circle. So here we go. So once you have your grid, starting with a nice curve line, and I'm having it go to the upper left. And then the teardrop shape, it goes in the opposite direction. So I had the curve line is going to the upper left. So then in this bigger section is where the teardrop shape goes, Molly. And again, you know what? I'm gonna have it go right into this. No, am I? No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep it a little far away. I'm gonna follow.
Oh, it just kind of floats.
It kind of floats, but she has it tucked in, starting right on the
Yeah,
intersection.
I'm going to start mine from the middle, but and let the top float.
I'm thinking I could do an aura if I wanted to. Okay, and then this too, you can decide. Like I said, I'm gonna follow the step outs for the center, and I'm doing one complete, and then I'll do the other one. So this is just a curved line going from the corner, and I'm going up, uh, opposite direction of what I already did, and then landing on that seed shape like so. And if you curve it, and then you could do the take off and land concept, where you kind of feel like you're merging it into that line, sort of. So I hope that helps, Molly. But I'm gonna do each one separate. That's what I'm gonna do. So that way, if you missed a section,
I'm doing that second curve line the opposite of what you did.
oh, neat.
Just so we're different, you know.
Yeah, but I like how that's looking already. And then I just have to remember, okay. And then too, feel free to turn your paper or your tile. I like to do it so that way, you get used to the natural curve that your hand provides. So like that. It looks like a water drop sitting on a pillow or something. The way this is, it has an interesting look. And then with that, you could have that curve line go up. I was putting it towards the bottom. You could have it go up, land further. It's just up to you. It could be up halfway. Right, let me turning again.
I have to go back and see how she did the border. Where is it? Way up here.
You know, I know some people get confused when I'm turning the tile. So if that's confusing you, let me know. If it's causing you to miss a step or not understand something, let me know and I can further explain. But that's it's like that's basically it. And yeah, Luna says must be hungry thinking of chocolate chips and icing. I like that idea better. It's a chocolate chip. Yeah, I like that. Chocolate chips on icing. I'm just looking up. It says Karen, Karen the almost late. Faints from all the wrongness. Oh. Oh, so you're gonna make them smaller?
Yes, and it'll probably take me forever to finish it. That's why I'll work on it tonight. Well, I was thinking I couldn't figure out how to do the curved line, but now I'm going to be going this way.
Okay.
But now I have to decide if I want to alternate them. I think I do.
Mm. Yeah, and I was just deciding too because I'm essentially like doing a center thing and a border. Oh, now I'm
Well,
deciding as
that's
well.
but your border would be in a grid, in a square grid. Since mine
Right.
curves, it gets a little weird.
Yeah. Because what's neat is if you do them,
Hmm.
if you do well like this. So if I let me just do that. So like here, then you have this kind of neat arch. If you do them, so you have looking at a grouping of two. If you want that
Mhm.
arch, one would have to go where the curve goes up to the upper left and the other to the upper right. You just alternate every time, and then you get that neat archy look.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out where to float my pedal, but I got it. I mean, once I've
Yeah.
got it, I have to keep it. So
Well, and I'm thinking I might want to do mine opposite. So that's why. And so
yeah,
sometimes we try not to do the
yeah.
planning thing, but when we're doing something like this,
All planning goes out the door.
yeah. Well, because so it's like, okay, if I want to put this way,
Once you get one done, then it's not that bad.
well, and then
Oh, I'm
sometimes for me,
liking
it's just
this.
do something and just do it.
Oh, look at that, Heather.
Oh, I like it.
And I think I'm going to ink in this curve.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
a flowery Star Trek insignia.
Yes, whatever.
They're little on the old Star Trek. Their little badge thing. I was gonna say it's from the Flower Children episode, but there wasn't one. Yeah, Sandy sees it too because I know Jen likes it too. No, I have a Trekkie friends. Right, and I'm gonna do all of my corners so that way I don't. So that way I remember what I'm doing.
And I
So
just
that way
sort
at
of
least get the
I
direction.
did the same kind of thing in that
Uh-huh.
I'm doing all the curves all the way around my circle. So
Yeah.
I get that momentum, that muscle memory.
Right. Well, and a lot
Even
of
though
times. Oh, go ahead.
no, I would say I'm not doing them in the right order as far as the step outs, but this will be easier for me.
Yeah. Well, you kind of are. That curve line goes first.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Because I would do that too. All of the same stroke in the same direction, and then go to the next stroke, or either it's the other direction or the next step, and that way you're getting that effect. Right. And I think I'm going to keep all of these floating so that there's consistency here. I think or not. Now let's go not. All right, I'm going rogue. Just kidding. On this one, there's no such thing because there's so many options. I mean, usually we have to think these up ourselves. Chili Top says, Broke Heather is my favorite. And then I think here too, why not? I'm going to do the curve, that the last step, the opposite direction too, and kind of have it go up high. And that's on the corners, and then we'll see what I want to do from there. More. All right, so then, yeah, because I kind of wanted it to look different than the center, so I'm going to just, I'm going to continue with the alternating. I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to do all 3 steps and then move on. Because apparently that's what I feel like right now. Well, that's the other one of the many neat things is we all get to figure out how we work best and go with it.
I'm just looking at this thinking, is Rosemary on today? This morning?
Oh, lots of opportunities. It's
lots of opportunities for gems and
I don't see her yet. Somebody's
reconnecting. But I don't see Rosemary.
Yeah, she said something. She said, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you Thursday night. So maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lots of. Oh, see. So that is what's also kind of neat about this one is, well, yours specifically, it makes me think of some stained glass that I've seen, like the center part.
Okay.
So you can have fun, creating a neat, your own coloring book. This one especially because there's so much openness and so many opportunities to. Uh-oh, that didn't sound.
It's okay.
There's no.
I have a white pen.
Yeah.
It's just a little line.
Oh, and apparently I forgot what I was doing too. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Sometimes the eyeballs. Away. Okay. All right. I see it now. And sometimes some of these, if it starts tricking your eyeballs, then I find myself it's easier to go do one box, and then I shouldn't take a break until I'm done with the one box, then move over because I couldn't figure out what I had done. All right.
Now I'm going back to check to make sure I was doing it the right way, and I am.
Or it's the right way that you wanted to do it, right?
Yeah, the way I want it to go. I was doing it, like you said about turning the paper and doing it however is comfortable for you. When I started doing it, it was not comfortable for me. So I knew I had to be holding my pen and paper in a different manner. And I didn't know what that was. And that's when I messed up.
I'm looking at the meta patterns that it's creating, and I'm like, wait, this is that? Yeah, that's right. It's what I was intending to do. And I do believe if I'm let me look through all of her stuff. I thought I read or saw something where she put the seed shape on the other side, on the smaller side even. So this could be like a free for all with a pattern. And I'm saying, for those that are new, I hope that you're still hanging on. If not, let me know.
Because she's happy to back up and do it again.
Yeah, because it's like
I won't, but she will.
I will. I'll start all over. It's all good. That's why I have this big bag of unfinished tiles. I think I'm going to do well. If I do this with the senior, I won't. Well, I won't print that one out for sure because that's just hurts my head. Not that it's bad. It's good. Sometimes the too many options. Well, it's overwhelming sometimes.
Okay, now what am I going to do?
I'm glad I decided to do it this way. It's almost like it's two different. It's even the same pattern, but it's because I've decided to do things the two different ways. Like it's two different things. Could look that way. All right, one more box, and then, oops. Wow, that's an enormous one. Okay. Huh, that is neat. Oh, so Luna, so the way I do it is I make, whatever size my box is, I divide the box in half, and then then the halves in half. Then I turn it and do the same thing, divide it in half, and then half again, and that's how you get 16. Without having to count.
It's easier to start with a grid of 4, but it's much more. I don't want to say what. You can have more fun if you start with the grid of 16 or however. I don't know how many I have. I've lost track.
Well, and that's why I started in the center. So I had a 4 square in the center. And it's like, okay, there we go. And actually, I think I'm going to do like what you saw. Well, I can't tell if that's what you did or not. I think I'm going to make it. Oh, you were being silly. Oh, that's okay. I've been known to be called gullible or something like that. But now look at all this other extra room that I have to play with. So let me share some thoughts. Actually, I'm gonna share my screen again. Yeah, literally. Oh, that is more than you know, Felicity. More than you know. It's such a curse. As Mom has shared the what was that, first grade? Kindergarten? The literal Heather. I said more than you know. I said, as you have shared the story of Heather thinking that we're going to Africa.
Oh yes,
going to Africa because we were making passports.
Yeah, first grade field trip. She didn't want to go to school because she said, "We're going to Africa. I don't want to go."
It haunts me. It is, and it's like, yeah, I could remember who that teacher was. Can I sue? I joke, half joking. Can I sue them for that? Because I thought, well, is that the reason that I don't like going places? Like I'll have I'm not like agoraphobic or anything.
I think you were that way before. That was just a test. The only place that you like going and would go on your own is to Aunt Gail's house.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's very, very true. But no, and I, and then, well, there's so many stories of literal Heather. Ugh. So looking back at the step out, all of the ideas for decorating. So looking at, well, right here where she says rounded out. Oh no, this one she made the curve lines big. So you could do a couple things. You could add more of these, that uh, flux shape, as we call it, in there. You can thicken some of the lines like we have here. Oh, here's one where she added extra shapes to either side. I know I saw it somewhere. And down here, she did what we would call aura-ing. So that would be outlining, this, which would have been, what is that, step 3, and then just aura'd it, and then aura'd it again and again in that section. You can do that with any section. When I stop my screen share, you can look at what Mom did, and she aura'd the inside of a section. So you can do things like that. You can add just some straight lines. You can add orbs. There's a host of things that you can do, and I keep telling myself, because I had the idea, and I think Storm had brought it up too, of fill-ins, and have a list of fill-ins. But I've been thinking about that for a long time. Someday I'll actually do it. Now, then for me, it's deciding what to do. And I'm moving away from that pen. Yeah, and then deciding, okay, well, how do I want to shade this? There's also some things that I've done it on a different pattern, and I know I checked. We haven't done this one, but if you want to disguise some of the grid lines, so like in here, maybe I should do that. Yes, because I'm not sure what else I want to do. Oh, I have some ideas, but I'll do that tonight. So I'm going to disguise these. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to essentially aura. So as you see, I'm just drawing a line. You pick a distance and try to stick with it as best you can. And I'm just filling in. I'm going to do this side as well. I like to do aura-ing where I can see what the line that I'm aura-ing. Instead of doing it like I could come up here, but then my pen's kind of in the way. So then I will just change the angle of, I'll turn my tile around, and actually I'll do this side too. Well, I have it in this direction. Actually, that kind of goes on the lines of.
Heather, look at the chat. Cough, cough.
Oh, thank you. What? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, still don't understand this. Oh, the step after the teardrop. Ah, yes. Okay. Oh, look at, I have a little box right here. No, I'm just kidding. So I'll do one. That box is too small. All right. So we have our curve line. And thank you, Chili Chompers. All right. And then I'm going to do the floating teardrop. Okay. And this is the way I'm going to go with the way the step out is, Molly. So once you have your teardrop, so then from that corner where we did right here, where we did the first curve line, we're going to do another curve line and have it just land like that on the teardrop. And then from the other side, same thing. And it's just, like I said, just a curve line, have it land on the teardrop. Does that make sense? Now, I'll wait. Because I think, too, we can get it confused with all of these other options. But we'll stick with what the initial step out says. I don't know. Molly, if you want to open up your webcam and just show, and then I'll know. That rhymes. Oh no! There's no such thing as ruined.
No.
There's
can be
always a way to
salvaged.
rescue. Yeah. I mean, unless you crumpled it up and set it on fire, which you could. Yeah, this is one. Too many options. That's why I wanted to stick with what the initial step out had, and try not to go too far in the weeds. Although it's really hard to not go too far in the weeds. And yet she is silly. Oh yeah, exactly. Save it for the transcending class that's on next Tuesday. There's always a way to rescue. And then you don't have to think, what tile should I sacrifice to transcend over? I'm looking for my sample for those that don't know what I'm talking about. Well, the transcending is basically, it's a class where we show how you can. Oh, there she is. Let's see. Oh, I see. The teardrop is going in the wrong direction. That's all. So the teardrop should point. So you have your curve line, and then have the teardrop point up to the opposite corner of. So like the curve line is pointing towards. The way mine is angled. It's pointing here, but there's no wrong directions. That's right. So you can just go with it.
Yeah, just keep doing it that way. Don't worry about it.
And you can add other curved lines going to the teardrop, and you make something new. Yeah, there we go. Perpendicular to the middle line instead of parallel. But those are all big words. Kidding. I get confused sometimes. But no, I would keep going with it, and then because you have the curve lines, and then you could just add other curve lines. This is why, because in the one or both of the Zentangle books, or if you listen to Rick and Maria, they talk about that. He's like, when something goes awry, oh my gosh, 5 minutes, no, and
No,
you might have just created a new something, and that's cool. You just have to remember what you did, so then you can make step outs. Yeah, and so for those that don't, this is one of the tiles that I did before on transcending. So I took from one of I don't know if this was a basic. This wasn't a basic class, but just a tile that I had, and we work over it. So so there is nothing ever ruined. All good. All good. So in the 5-minute warning was for when we share all of our work. I think I can get this disguising here done then. And thanks for asking, Molly, and sharing. We appreciate that. Yeah, because thinking of the other course corrections, because like if like I'm always, although today's apparently a fairly decent day. I'm gonna jinx myself right now. I haven't gone over too many times because a lot of times I don't stop my pen in enough time and it goes into a place where I don't want it. So if I've done that too many times, then that's if it's something that I think, oh, I could fill that in solid. Okay, good. And then we do it, and nobody would know. Or if you have a nice, was that a gold pen, Mom, that you were using?
Yeah.
So if you have a nice,
up nicely.
Yes, it goes right over anything else. So there's always fun options like that. And actually, just in case, well, no, I'll finish these. That way, it will at least look uniform. I've got homework to do for tonight. I don't know what else I'm going to do with it yet. If I could just make my lines uniform, but when I do the other side, it's not going to matter.
I was going to make pearls out of these orbs, but you're not supposed to put a black line around them, are you? Or doesn't it matter?
I don't see why you couldn't.
Well, I have to because it's there already. I'll see what I can do with them. But I'm on white paper, so it.
I think
I
if
don't
you
know.
use well, if you use the graphite maybe on the
On the orbs.
yeah, or at least use it in the center, and then you could still get that kind of pearly. Or if you use a color on the outside, and then go back and rewatch that. Because I do them, and then at first I'm like, oh, I don't like the way this looks, and then when I go back and look at it later, then it looks fine. She did have suggestions for doing it on white versus on a toned paper. Oh, I like those colors. That is neat. And thank you, Luna has put. Oh, Dabadoodle went way rogue. Can't wait to see it. And thank you, Luna, for putting up all of my contact information. So if you don't have a webcam, and and if you're not on the Facebook group, if you're not on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, the link is there if you want to join our private group. There are a couple required questions. I always hate when I click decline, but it's like, no, required questions aren't anything difficult. But we like to set the right tone for the group, and so that's why they're there. But yeah, join us there, or just send me an email with your work, and then when I do the recap, which I'm working to get caught up on. Oh, okay, I can get this done in 1 minute. Yes. And then the Transcend class that we were mentioning, and then we were also mentioning this GEMS class that we had done in the past, which we have to figure out when we'll do it again. Those are a couple paid classes, and so you can buy the repay, or if you want to join the club, as Lena just mentioned. Oh, there we go. I like it so far. We would love to have you. So this is a way to disguise a grid pattern, because you wouldn't know. And I'm going to add some graphite on the inside of what I just did. Spread it out a little bit, and it'll make the rest of it pop, and then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to decorate those. And oh my God, Miss Chili Chompers, look at that. I love those giant printouts too. Oh, nice. So everybody wants to, mine is not done. If yours isn't done, it's okay. See, and let me get my other thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, Molly, you totally have the Star Trek insignia. That's awesome. And it's just what I said, keep going. I love the angled, see, yes. The angled teardrop. Nowhere else can you feel like you're wrong, but you're not. And have people say, no, you are not wrong. We insist that you know. Nowhere else will you get that but in Zentangle. Oh, these are great. Well, I'll let you know before I take it. And So I don't want anybody's hand falling asleep or anything.
Oh,
Okay, that's neat. All of a sudden, everything was flipping, like cards. Okay, we got 2 pages. Okay, very good. Oh, okay, Danielle. Well, we're glad that you joined us. Hopefully, you'll join us again. All right, if this is everybody, hold them up and steady. Alice is still working. Okay, yay! Oh, gorgeous. Okay, hold them steady. There we go. All right, I got them all. Yay! Oh, okay. Let me save this one really quick and paste. But I got them. We'll all shut down our webcams, including Mom and me. And as soon as I find where I'm saving this at. Oh. Yeah, sis. Oh, and She Dragon, I got yours. And what a neat take on it. I like that. Oh, I'm saying hold on to me because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. And AM 1, 2. All right. Let me save so I don't accidentally do. Okay. And oh, good, Pamela. All right, I'm going to shut off my webcam and say, Pamela, if you want to, shut off yours. And let me share my screen. I'll start with page 2 since it's up. How neat is this? And so look at it. She Dragons just did it like as a fragment all by itself. And you could really do that. It looks like it did it without the grid. So neat. Oh, Pamela, thanks. I hope you would join us again. Oh, and see, I didn't get you. Let me hold on. I can get it with this on. Oh no, I didn't get yours. Yours just looks like
it almost looks like Patricia's because of the color.
Okay, I got it. Save it before a little blurry, but it's okay. Save. Nice, yeah, because it was that, and also here. This is what my 2 screens look like. Oops, let me move it. So I was like, oh no, I got it already. You guys were channeling there. Look at that. All right, let's go back to number 2. Oh, these are so nice. Wait, and who went way rogue? Forgot now. Oh, Sandy, I love those. Are those pencils that we're all buying?
Yeah. I bet they are.
Oh, you regretted doing Bunzo as soon as you started filling it in. Yeah, that's the Knightsbridge effect.
Yeah, and that's another one I don't. I mean, the Bunzo is another one I don't like.
Yeah, that's too much filling. But I like it. It's nice. Nice. Oh, and I can't wait to see Zelda's when it's finished. You did the grid where it's like it's bubbled. I can't think if there's probably a word for that. Oh, neat. Oh, look at Steph said she's got some fescues in there in the middle. Gorgeous. Oh, and Roberta's doing all that aura ink. Oh, that's gorgeous too. And Rhonda's is too. And so here's is 2. Oh, you were doing the disguising the thing too. Yes. I like doing that time and time again. It takes a little bit of time depending on how big the grid is. All right, let's look at page 1. And look at Debadoodle. That's who went way rogue. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, you will see. I see it in the chat now. Look at that, Mom.
Oh, looks like eyes looking at me from every direction. Oh, that looks like birds. I see the birds.
That's awesome. So I will move it down so we can see the bottom names in a second. Oh, and Andrea, nice. Oh, and I love ants too. Very, very cool. And of course, Miss Chili Chompers doing it map tangling style. So
I
neat.
like that.
I like.
I've dislocated all my prep tiles. I don't know where they are,
Uh oh.
which means we better do some again.
Yeah. Oh, look at Karen the almost late. Look at that paradox in there. And whoa, I forget what the name of the tangle is on the other side. We did that a long time ago. But that's neat. You know, I mean, and why not use a space that's kind of already like the beginning shape of a different tangle.
Is that really paradox?
Inside the teardrop.
Oh, inside it. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
the other one
it
is, and maybe Karen, if you know what Peace, Peec. Yeah, that's right. And let's see. Yes, I love Linda's too. She put the moon pie in there. You know, yeah, it's like you can know that this is all the same tangle inspiration, you could say. Oh, so cool. Oh, and it looks like Pamela was doing Pamela and Karen were cheating off each other because they're both doing paradox. Who else? Oh, and I say, and Deba Doodles has the is it like the is that headed drum? It looks like it. It makes me think of that. I think there's maybe another one that's a similar name or something. But yeah, I agreed that there's so much gorgeousness on these pages. And Jen, what a neat idea. It's just so funny, yeah, doing something and taking that line and putting the curve lines. It's just like, is that the same? Was she going really rogue and doing a completely different tangle? No. I agree, Sandy. Yeah, people's imaginations, never cease. That's why I had to put on the last tile on mine. On my version of the step out was just like, yeah, the play is endless on this one. And then the whole not worrying about it. And I actually looking at Elaine, she put the extra seat shapes in there and highlighted them. Oh, so neat. Oh, they're all cool. And I love Margaret's colors. And I love Mel's too. Wait, does Mel have a... Oh, and I like the words. Peace, love, hope, green. Yes. Yes. So very cool. And Jessica just doing it with, with a, I guess a colored pencil right off the bat, or some kind of a pencil, or that's what it looks like. It's going to be gorgeous. And hi, Gay. I love yours too. I like those orbs. You're like tailing mountains, doing the orbs, the graduated orbs coming off of there. I love that. I have to remember sometimes to do that kind of thing. And Inez has the Orbapalooza, orating the lines and then putting the orbs in like that. Oh, so cool. All right. Well, I'm going to say bye to the recording.